Hi there. Life is full of challenges. It's also full of lots of change and transition, and many people find that difficult. I've had well over 30 years experience in helping people learn how to thrive rather than simply survive. And so I decided to collate all of the things that I'd learned from myself and my own life, and also from all of my clients. And I put it together in a book, and it's called Thriving, Not Surviving: The 5 Secret Pathways to Happiness, Success, and Fulfillment. Why 5 pathways? Well, it's interesting that it didn't matter whether I was working with people on a personal level, or working with couples relationship-wise, or working with business people, professionals, or senior leaders in terms of strategic business development. Whichever route people came in, there were 5 very distinct areas that needed to be worked on, not always in the same order and not to the same degree, but they did all need to be worked on. That was beliefs, because our beliefs become our reality. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Believe you can't, it's a done deal. The decisions you make are based on how open you are to succeeding, and they can make a huge difference. Beliefs underpin everything, and they're often installed when we're very young. And so the book looks at how are beliefs installed? How do you change those beliefs for more empowering ones if you have ones that limit you? And for me, beliefs are the thing that they permeate everything in life. You know, beliefs about yourself, about money, about life, about integrity, about everything. And so the beliefs have to be empowering if you're going to live a thriving, empowering life. Now, the second strand is that of relationships. Every relationship that you have is a reflection of the relationship you have with you. So it makes sense to have a great relationship with you, but many people don't. They lack self-confidence, self-worth, they have imposter syndrome, and they have a belief, see, we come back to beliefs, that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy. Too tall, too short, too thin, too fat, not rich enough, not tall enough, not clever enough, not enough. So the relationship that we have with ourselves is incredibly important. It's interesting, isn't it, that bullies don't go for people who are confident and who set clear boundaries. But if you don't set clear boundaries and you are someone who gives off that air of being a victim, the bullies find you. And then lots of relationships are built on that inequality between somebody who is exerting power over the other. So the second big pathway is all about relationships. The third pathway is about your mindset around success. 95% of our thoughts are habitual, and we don't even think about the way in which we think. We give no more credence to how we think than we do to our nails growing or our cells reproducing. Success comes to those people who believe they will succeed and who are ready to take sustained action. And so one of the strands, one of the secret pathways is, what's your view of success? How confident are you about your capacity to succeed? I find it really interesting that many people fear that they will fail and often don't try as a result, because in their minds, if you don't try, then you haven't failed when you don't do it. It's a bit skewed, but it's often at the basis of how people feel. But interestingly, that success comes when you have this faith that you will succeed. You don't necessarily need to know how. But if your mindset is that of, I will succeed and I'll find a way to succeed, then the chances are you will succeed. But many, many people fear failure. And in my experience, just as many people fear success. They are unwilling, they're fearful of owning their authentic voice, of stepping out into the light and saying, I am a leader. I recognize the need to lead with integrity, compassion, and courage, and I'm ready to do it. So where are you on that continuum? Are you someone who puts things off because you worry about getting it right? You worry about what other people will think. You worry about what's gone past. You're anxious about what's in the future. All of those things are going to impact on your capacity to succeed. The fourth pathway is that of how you manage change and transition. Now, interesting, isn't it, how many people find uncertainty and change incredibly difficult to deal with. And yet from the moment we're conceived until the moment we die, we're changing. You're not the person you were 5 weeks ago. You're certainly not the person that you were when you were 3 months old or 3 years old or 13 or 23 or whatever. We are consistently changing. Life changes. You know, over the last couple of years, we've had the most incredible challenges, and how you deal with those will make all the difference. It's not the challenge that defines you, it's what you do with it. So pathway 3 is all about choice, change and transition. Rather, that's pathway 4, beg your pardon. Pathway 5 is all about purpose and fulfillment. I've worked with many clients who are incredibly successful, and they get to a point in their life where they say, this is it. I've got money. I've got the trappings of success. Why don't I feel more fulfilled? It's my experience and my opinion, for what it's worth, that fulfillment comes from making a positive difference to others. So the last chapter is all about purpose and fulfillment, and what sort of living legacy are you going to leave? Don't wait till you die to leave a legacy. I mean, every word you utter, every action you take, every thought leaves a living legacy. So that legacy can be a negative one, a neutral one, or a positive. So if you are someone who's always critical, who always needs to be seen to be right, the legacy that you're leaving is that you will make someone wrong, that you will belittle other people in the very nature of the fact that you need to be seen to be right. So the last chapter is all about purpose and fulfillment. So there's the book. It's a distillation of all of the principles. There's lots of practical strategies in the book that you can incorporate into your life very, very easily. The strategies cost you nothing but a bit of time. Of course, they only work if you use them, and the more consistently you use them, the better that they'll be. But I know they work. I use them myself, and I've used them with lots and lots of people in all sorts of different situations, different ages, male, female, transgender, all sorts, and they work. But if you would like to get together as a group to look at some of these principles and strategies, you'll find on the website that there are retreats, workshops, and so on that will help you step into being your best self. And there are opportunities for those who want to accelerate their program to work on a coaching program with me. But ultimately, whatever you decide to do, please do something. Step into being your best self. If you always do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. Now, I believe our best self of today is the foundation for an even better self tomorrow and the day after. Remember, you're the common denominator. You take yourself into every moment of every day. If you're a parent, then think about the legacy that you're leaving with your children. If you are a team leader, a boss, a business owner, think about the legacy that you are leaving for the people who work with you and for your clients and customers, and for the world at large. It's my belief that humanity is at a crossroads. If we keep doing what we've done in the past decades, well, there's not going to be much of our beautiful world left. And there's so much division and discord. We need to do things differently. And everything starts with you. So there's lots of programs on the website, but as a starting point, get the book. And actually, it's a great present for other people. You can help them on their journey too. So thanks very much for listening, and I look forward to meeting you. You can always email me, info at Gina Gardner's Associates. Let's say that again, put my teeth back in. Info at ginagardnerassociates.co.uk, or you can email me at gina@genuinely-you.com. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. Find me and talk to me. But whatever you decide to do, decide to take action, to be your best self, and to genuinely give yourself and the people around you the very best life you can, and to leave a living legacy. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye now.